Three, two, we are live.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. The following presentation is brought to you by Because Bitcoin. This is Market Check. Thank you guys for spending your Friday morning with us. We're going to try to make it worth your while. Breaking down everything that everything that we've seen in this pretty wild week, right? In crypto and equities. Obviously, we had a huge ruling with the Ripple case yesterday, as well as equities, which looked a little weak to start the week, but have showed tremendous strength ever since. I'm Snorlax. You also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Max, Tucker, and Will. Yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get right into it. Right. We've had a bit of time to kind of digest everything with the Ripple case yesterday. So I definitely want to get your thoughts. I know we've kind of been touching on it a little bit privately, but not so much publicly. For me, I know I commented yesterday in the moment the significance that sort of ruling would have, right? I mean, legal precedence is absolutely everything when we talk about how future rulings are going to be determined, and the source material that they're going to be using to make those decisions. Ripple is going to play a big role in that. So, it can't be understated the impact that yesterday had for the industry. And you saw assets respond very, very strongly, right? I mean, Ethereum, for the first time in a very, very long time, saw a spot bid premium coming from Coinbase, which we haven't seen, I don't think we've seen that probably since at least March. And that's maybe the only other time that we've seen it all year. Bitcoin obviously, kind of underperformed alts, but it was a very historically significant ruling for altcoins. So it can't be entirely surprising that that's what happened, right? I mean, Solana, holy cow, right? that Solana probably moved up about $6 within 24, 36 hours, one hell of a move. AVAX, LDO as well, Optimism, everything basically moved up significant amounts. You're best identifying, the tokens that went up the most. That goes without saying, because they're probably going to continue running harder than laggards, right? But that's just anecdotal. Either way, just the sheer significance. You saw it impact altcoin price action all day yesterday. It was a very, very active market. Even in Asia session, we were getting pumps. That's when Solana finished the move. Like I said, that's when AVAX moved. It's a trader's paradise. That's a long way of saying that. I'm having a lot of fun scalping this. And I know I was just kind of like shooting messages back and forth with Tucker last night. We were just kind of like scalping alts over and over again. I'm not gonna get into that anymore than that. But it's a very fun market to trade right now, guys. Period. Would love to see Bitcoin do things that continue to enable such speculation, or maybe this was just kind of like a pit stop in between, where we see these alts really outperform Bitcoin, and then we see Bitcoin steal the show back for the real next leg higher. I know Will's Outlook has talked about that being a scenario that he's eyeing as well. In the immediate term, like I said, we did see alts move very strongly, but I also think this kind of casts almost I'm not sure what exactly to call it, but it does give you a lot more confidence if you're looking to bid something, like an altcoin into Q3 or into Q4. Whether we see some headwinds at any point in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, who knows? But the case for bidding altcoins or having exposure to altcoins for a lot of these funds that don't have it. They might have exposure through Bitcoin and Ethereum, maybe. A lot of people left the space, entirely. But you talk about beta chasers, and there are a lot of them in private equity. What do they allocate to? Do they start to chase some of these alts later in the year? I think that's definitely a storyline that I would be watching, especially as you have stocks which just continue to look, very strong. It's one of those things where, stocks, it's funny, like they are kind of unidirectional. As much as we joke about how markets don't really move in one direction, stock indexes in a lot of years, they do tend to move in just one direction. And right now that the faucet is turned on for stocks. You're seeing it in mid and small caps. We've been talking about it for the last 2 weeks. You're seeing that same dynamic benefit altcoins right now. But you have to think, I mean, any dips that are deeper than expected for equities, you probably want to be buying them, at least until structure changes, the macro outlook kind of changes, because right now, things do look very conducive for speculation within all of these markets. So yeah, I mean, I'm still just kind of in awe at yesterday, guys. It was a wild day the entire time. I went to dinner with my fiance's parents after I think it was right after our space with OPNX. And like I mean, I was just kind of an energetic mess, when you just had such an active and busy day that you can't even really focus on, you can't really even focus on getting words out because your head's still spinning from all of the events from the wild day that just transpired. But that's what I love about crypto and trading markets is every now and then you just get a day like that where not only does just everything, kind of all hit the fan at the same time, but you're also very well positioned for it. You enjoy trading the volatility as well, and you're very in tune with that. But I'm rambling a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Max. I definitely want to get his thoughts on, the Ripple ruling. Max, kind of what you're seeing from Bitcoin right now, and equities as well. And then I definitely want to kind of because I know yesterday we were talking about it a little bit, right? The possibility that maybe we're tracking 2008, or step for step, what that could potentially mean for altcoin speculation into the end of Q3 and for Q4. But
So,
Max, I have to ask you the formal question. Sorry.
real,
What are you
real
seeing
quick,
in the market?
Alex.
What was that?
I identify as Max today, so I'm gonna go. No, I'm just
Yeah.
Well, I would identify as you, but I think I could get in serious trouble for impersonating a doctor, and I don't want to go down that path, man. So I gotta stay as me today. Um, yeah, Tommy, yesterday was fun, man. I definitely had enough size on where I was able to capitalize on the move and definitely reward myself, and actually took profits yesterday right after the daily close on that pump, specifically on Solana. I mean, we were longing Solana in our Discord at $22 to $23, and within like 24 hours it went up 30%. So we were able to take some profits at like $30, which is great. Where do I think Bitcoin is at right here? Well, I think it looks pretty good. I'm not convinced that we're about to have like an imminent breakout. I think that the people that are longing aggressively up here, and I guess also shorting aggressively up here, are probably both going to get screwed around a little bit. It only makes sense. These are people. I mean, there's so many people out there right now I'm seeing, and I guess there's also data to back this up, that are pretty aggressively longing into the highs, trying to force a breakout to 33K. But there's also people that are too eager to this short. So yeah, I think we'll probably spend the rest of the day just kind of chopping around here. But I did keep some long spot exposure just in case I'm wrong and we do end up getting that big breakout that we've been anticipating up to the mid 30s sometime before the weekend. I actually wouldn't mind a nice weekend pump. I feel like it's been a while since we've had like a real like weekend face ripper. So that would certainly be fun. So looking out for something like that. But I really still, at this point, I'm still long biased. I mean, we're just sitting up here consolidating, and I think it looks pretty good. I don't fear like an imminent breakdown to 29K or something like that. There's certainly levels on the table, a little bit lower than here. I can maybe see a retest, next week of like 30.6. And then maybe then they start to run it up a little bit to like 32 or 33. But I'm basically flat on leverage here. Like I said, I still have a little bit of spot exposure. I'm basically playing things on chain right now. And these are bags that I think will move that will move and dramatically outperform that of Bitcoin and ETH if we do continue to move up. One of which, I mean, it shouldn't be a surprise to any of you guys to hear this because I talk about it a lot, but Pepe. Pepe's trading like a 5 times leveraged Ethereum ETF without any contango or decay or risk of liquidation if you're just purchasing it on chain, which I have. And we noticed this yesterday. We called this out on the show live that once we saw ETH up 6%, Pepe was only up 2%. The rotation hadn't happened yet, so we aped into some Pepe spot and we wrote it up, and it actually finished the day almost 15% up. So I took some profits there, left about 3/5 of that bag still hanging out, still riding that. And that, again, that's sort of like a long hedge for me, where if the market just rips and I don't have any leverage exposure, I'm going to do just fine with my Pepe bags. But in regards to the Ripple case, I like what you've said, Tommy. I mean, you really can't understate the importance of what just happened, specifically for altcoins, because there's been this looming cloud even during the last bull market. It wasn't necessarily reflected in prices because there was this sort of manic, euphoric state, and we had the perfect storm culminate for altcoins to rip. But there was always this, uncertainty and doubt around altcoins where, is it a security? Is it not? A lot of it was sort of in the, like poking fun at it, a lot of memes and stuff like that. But in more recent days, you saw within the past, I believe it's month or maybe month and a half, you saw the SEC actually file a lawsuit against Coinbase accusing them of facilitating the sale or brokerage of unregistered securities through their platform. And that's put an even darker dark cloud over a lot of altcoins, specifically one that we were trading, Solana, as potentially being an unregistered security. And now, for the first time, we have clear regulatory framework to try to decipher what is and what is not an unregistered security. So it opens the door to billions, potentially even trillions, zooming out a little bit, of capital that has been sidelined and scared to take a stab at some of these altcoins because they don't want to deal with the inherent risks of something being deemed an unregistered security and then, an exchange like Coinbase unlisting them, just like they did XRP during last bull market. You've been unable to trade XRP on Coinbase, which is, again, for us in the US, one of the more popular exchanges, one of the more easily accessible exchanges. So this is huge. This is absolutely huge. I don't think that this means up only forever. I still think that crypto is going to be dependent on, broader market conditions and liquidity conditions. But with that said, it definitely removes a lot of that darkness around certain altcoins. So I'm still long biased in the short term. I don't think, again, it's like gung ho, do whatever you want, take stupid risk kind of environment. But yeah, it looks like Butters is agreeing with me. Yeah, Butters is getting excited. But yeah, I mean, I'm still expecting Bitcoin to make another push up. So, anyways, liking what I'm seeing. Happy with how that case resolved.
Yeah, thanks, Max. And Butters was I just let him inside from the porch, and he was just trying to like climb up. He was about to climb up to the camera, I think. So I decided to pull him down. If I get bit during the call, then I'm gonna know who did it. But yeah. Will, how are you doing, man? Or I should say, you're impersonating Max today. You're identifying as Max today.
There you go. There you go. So
What do you say? How you doing, man?
I want to open with how you doing? Good morning. What do you see in the
No,
market?
you got it all backwards, man. You're completely unqualified to be delivering a message like that. It's good morning. How are you? What are you seeing in the markets, man? Everybody knows this.
Oh man. Yeah. So just so the crowd knows, I'm off camera because I'm kind of on the move, but I'm still here for you. Still here for you. I think this is
that pretty face, Will.
yeah.
Yes.
I'll bring it next time. I'll bring it next time. Yeah, I think with what happened with XRP, this is massive, right? Because now when the SEC goes into things like Coinbase and says you're selling unregistered securities, define unregistered securities. Show me the unregistered security, right? That's really the point at the end of the day. I really loved how really Coinbase and Binance rallied around that whole news and instantly relisted XRP. Um, really funny stuff. I'm sure the SEC's sitting there seething at what just happened, understanding that, they were pretty much wrong on this whole case. And I don't know. Like I guess arguably some people could say, oh well, they were right in some ways and wrong in other. Like we can argue semantics all day, but the whole point is the court ruled they're not a security. And I think that's the biggest takeaway for a lot of people, that a lot of people have to understand. It's not about semantics. It's about whether or not you're guilty. This is how the U.S. works, right? You go to court. You go to court for something. The court then looks at that something that you did, and the court rules, hey, you did it or you didn't do it. Now, I have seen also where there are people discussing the whole ruling, because the whole ruling is not complete, because the judges stated they're not a security, but they also said that there are other things that they have done that may need to be addressed in a future case. But again, the whole point being they're not a security, so it doesn't matter what the other things are. The other things are simply fines. And I discussed this the other day in a spaces, and I was like, at the end of the day, most of the government's job is to be more or less the mafia, right? So they come in, they hit a company, they try to address an issue. So in a lot of cases, just a BS issue, right? Not a real issue. They try to look at it from different angles and try to attack that company. And then even though they don't win, they always win, right? And what do they win? They win the prize of fines. That's their prize, right? Their prize is the fines. They go in, they're like, well, these things you did do wrong. You may not be a security. We're still going to fine you for these things. And then they take those fines and they do whatever they want on the back end with them. And nobody knows where that fine money goes. So it's actually hilarious. It's almost like extortion of companies, right? In a sense. And it makes a lot of companies fearful. But I think with this news with XRP, this is big news. Like this isn't some pipe dream. This isn't some BS. Like at the end of the day, like people have to look at crypto now and they have to take it seriously. They have to. You don't have a choice. What does this mean? What does this mean for XRP? It means XRP can literally walk into banks and be like, hey, use our stuff, use our product. We're going to sell you our product. And the banks will probably use it. It's not a pipe dream. Like when you look at transaction speed and you look at cost, XRP it's there, man. It's just there. I arguably look up until the finishing of the court case. I arguably was questionable about holding XRP. I did have some XRP, but I was questionable about having it. And like it paid out. And really, I think like if you're going into the next bull run in FA, obviously, right? Like I think exposure to it makes sense, right? It makes sense. So looking at this from a bigger scale, what other narrative does this also destroy? It also destroys the fact that you got your maxis that typically come in and they say the only thing that's unregistered that's not a security is Bitcoin. Well, what are they going to say now? The only thing that's not a security is Bitcoin and XRP. Like there's a lot to it, man. Like I know typically we come in, we talk about markets specifically, but this is really, 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 really good news for altcoins, man. Like I'm excited about it. I'm obviously not dumb. I know bull runs, bear runs, so I'm not going to get caught up in any type of euphoria. But like I think this is so massive. It's going to allow a lot of things for the market. And I think overall, it's going to allow the market to flourish. In what ways? It's going to allow new crypto companies to open with less fear, right? It's going to actually provide and create new projects that are based just like XRP, right? Speed, efficiency, low cost, pennies per transaction, billions of dollars for pennies. These are big things, especially when you're talking cross-border money movement, right? If you're moving money from one country to another and you're doing it for pennies, tell me anywhere you can do that in the regular economy. You can't. You just can't. You can't move across borders like that. So like this is so big, like it's unimaginable. In the way that it can bring institutions into this space now, because these institutions are gonna fear regulation less, right? And I don't mean regulation in the way of them being regulated, but regulation more in the way of their investments being regulated and hurting their investments, right? So the money that they're putting into the market, buying these speculative, we'll say ultra speculative in some cases, um, altcoins, right? So there's so much here, like it's massive. But I don't want to stay on crypto the whole time because I feel like everybody's eyes are on crypto. Man, look at stocks, bro. Look at Nvidia. Look at Q's. Like it's man, I don't even know what to say. The market is nuts right now. It's literally nuts. So I just we've been killing it, man. I don't know that we've just been killing it. It's it feels good. It feels good to be right, but it's not to be right by guessing. It's to be right by paying attention to momentum in markets, right? I always want to express that because I think a lot of people think that TA guys or guys that look at markets, they're speculating and guessing. I'll say this: it is a percentage chance trade. It always is, right? So there's never 100% directional trade, but you go with the higher probability, and the higher probability tends to play. I would say majority of the time.
I
But
have to I
I don't
have to
know.
ask a quick favor of our audience, guys. Thanks so much for being here. We're at 15 likes right now. I haven't even asked you guys yet. Usually I have to ask, but you guys are all over it today. So thanks for being here. I think we can get to 30 likes today, guys. I really do. Last time I asked for some likes, we well exceeded those. We ran the range high. So if you are enjoying the content so far, if you show up every single day, thank you for supporting us. But if you really want to help us out and help this channel, please consider giving that video a thumbs up. Just give it a quick like. It should only take just a moment. Just hit that thumbs up button for us. We'd be very appreciative. Tucker, man, it looks like Nvidia is just going parabolic. I don't even know if it's worth doing TA on. It's like it doesn't even know how to dip. Just if you
Probably
see
not.
red, just buy it.
Yeah, yeah, man. I don't even know what you'd try to draw on here. Like I was just looking at it like thinking like, all right, like I don't know, man. It's gone. I mean, it's gone, right? Like there's no ceiling.
It's over for
It's
Bears.
over. It's over to the upside. I know. Yeah, but I personally have not been trading Nvidia, but um yeah, I think I said this on I mean Nvidia just makes me laugh so much. Like I think I said this on a market check a while ago. I was early in Q1, I was drawing hammers right around here probably. I was putting hammers on charts, probably saying that I thought that it could be over if we swept this high. Turns out I'm a LARP and I was wrong. So um yeah, man, that's just proof like dude, these markets can do things that you really just do not expect. Like I don't think anyone expected this essentially 100-point gap up. But yeah, I mean, as for me right now, like what I'm looking at, I mean, you guys can see my pay attention list. This is my pay attention list. I mean, I was doing some dirty things to AVAX in the late hours of the evening last night. It was just fantastic stuff. I'm gonna recreate what
Yeah, man, take us on a tour. Let's
yeah,
see.
there it is. That's what it was. Okay, yeah, it was like in here, it was like midnight, 1 a.m. And let's see, I remember I put a stop at 14.6 and I entered like I was not it was actually a pretty bad entry. It was like I think it was like right here. I was expecting it just break out right here. I was expecting that, and we didn't get it. And I texted Tommy. I said, I think they're gonna come get me when we did this. I was like, oh dear. But I hung tough, man. I stuck to my stop, price stopped at 14.64. They were this close to getting me. And then we just blasted off. And I did not catch that whole move. I mean, I was levered up. I think I took it to like here, maybe something like that. So, but yeah, man, it was it was a close call. But like everybody's been talking about, right? Like the let's just do it real quick. Let's just put Soul over here. This is the talk of the town on CT, which makes me maybe think it might not happen, honestly. But
Bitcoin looks kind of good here. I'm not gonna lie. Low time frame. I don't know if you guys are
dude,
looking at it.
that's what I was saying on our Discord call this morning. It does look good.
It looks a little pumpy on the low time frames. Like it's choppy, but
Let's what does this
I had
say?
31.6 is important.
Bro, if you think Solus looks crazy, put it against Q's.
I know. Hang on. Okay, so is that where I want that line for Soul? Yeah. Probably no. Yeah, okay, there. Wow. I mean, we could really be like here. And then we extended what? We extended like 40% from there.
Yeah, but that wick
That was
will
a-
get filled. That wick will get filled.
40, yeah. This is that's where it is. That's the target, fellas. Right there. Wow. That's crazy. Shoot, what were just oh yeah, no, Max, I'll show you what I was looking at on Bitcoin this morning when I was saying that. You know, to come down the old lower time frames. Let's see. I think I did this. This was maybe, yeah. I did one of those, and then I think I did one of these. Yeah. Where were we? Yeah. I was trying to get a position in here somewhere. I was thinking about putting this stop like right here. I think we could maybe send. I think we could probably chop through most of this. I mean, not send, like what is that? Like another like 45 basis points, but I think we could go see 31.5s, probably 31.5s. Would have been a nice little trade. I didn't take it, but yeah, it doesn't look bad. I mean, I saw this. It's kind of muddled now, but where were we? Here-ish. Maybe I was, yeah, that was it. Beautiful. Classic. Bang, popped right up. I think we could probably keep going. 31.5s. Maybe we just go get this wick. Why not? But it doesn't look bad. It's trying to carve out a bottom right here. So
yeah, it really is, man. It really is. Like it doesn't
look bad.
I kind of like it, honestly. Low time frame. I might wait a minute here, but I mean, we're definitely trying to carve out a low time frame bottom.
Let me just, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely are. Tommy, what do you think?
I think we're probably going to get more chop this weekend on Bitcoin. I would actually kind of wanted to ask you guys about that because, you know, did altcoins kind of steal Bitcoin's thunder in a range where it otherwise would have broken out from locally? Or do you think that, you know, Bitcoin is just kind of lagging this altcoin pump? I'm watching on a technical level. I'm watching for a reaction from that little swing high at 31.6.
Yeah, I think almost any other positive news catalyst besides go bid altcoins would have sent Bitcoin out of the range, probably to like 33K. But since the news was pretty specific to altcoins, I think stuff like Sol and Lido probably did suck out some of the liquidity that would have otherwise gone to Bitcoin. So, um, yeah, I don't expect like a huge breakout from here, but I mean, we're consolidating up here. You know what I mean? Like we are getting some decent, like, I think we could definitely chop. Like, I agree with the chop for sure, but yeah, it looks kind of good. It looks kind of good. I don't know, Max. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a minute here. Um, if you go to like the 15-minute time frame, draw a diagonal line from like the wicks right there on the top. Yeah. So like we're kind
Yeah,
of, we're kind of pressing up against like where I would see just like, more like consolidation. So if we, I don't know. I'm kind of with Tommy. Like I think we'll move up. I just don't know if it's gonna be here. Like I kind of feel like they're gonna play around a little bit first. Um, I mean one thing I'd probably like to see, in all honesty, would be that wick. Yeah, right down there, Tucker, at 31, to the left. Sorry, like the first yeah,
that
right
one.
there. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
truthfully, I'd love to see that get taken out. Like if we had like a drop this weekend, um, that would probably be like a decent, like try to catch the knife kind of move. Um, yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I really still am long bias, and I don't think it looks bad here. I just feel like we maybe need a little bit of a cool off before the next move. Just because I think everybody's a little bit eager for like 33K, but I could certainly be wrong. It could be about to rip here. I'm just not super convinced, especially with certain small caps and equities having a cool off as well. I feel like they've the strength has been relatively in unison, so we'll see. We'll definitely see. Yeah, I just am like sensing more chop. It's maybe like it's just intuition, to a degree. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
yeah.
If we can start grinding up, towards like 31.4 and like every dip keeps getting bought up, I might chase it a little bit, see if we can get a push to the highs. But it's not like a huge conviction play, if anything. But I mean, it looks decent.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad. Let's see. What else you guys
Low
want?
volatility market at the end of the day, right? We have a move and we have a more dynamic move than usual, and then we have a reversion day, which we're seeing right now.
Yep.
Has just not been a market that can sustain a bit on volatility.
What do you guys think?
Pepe looks good, man, but
I don't love the funding, man.
Is it high?
It was high last night. I don't know if it's changed since then.
I mean, Tucker, do you have the 6 hour chart saved? Go to the 6 hour chart. Like we've just had so many green candles. I could see a scenario where we like take out the wick, like that the high that was set yesterday, and then
Yeah.
just like smack down, and then I don't know. I'm just being a little bit cautious up here. That's all. Like I'm
It's a
still
lot of
holding a
green
bunch of
candles,
Pepe,
bro.
just to be clear. Like I took some profits yesterday, but I'm still holding a lot of Pepe. Where like if we like I'm expecting it to go higher. If you're asking me like would I open a fresh position up here? Um Probably not. I'd probably, if I was going to have to open a position, I'd probably wait for like a breakout, like a flip of that level. Like if you were to try to draw like horizontal support, it'd be around that like 19,000 level, or like 00019 or whatever. I'd probably try to wait for like, yeah, some sort of move. Yeah, like that. I'd wait for that level. If I was going to play a breakout, I'd wait for like a flip of that level, either chase it or wait for a retest, and then like a fake deviation back underneath, and then look for longs from there. So, and like I'm looking at ETH just kind of hovering around 2K. Like that's great, like it's good, it's strong, but we're pressing up against range highs here on Pepe. I'm still holding it, but there's
Yeah,
just a
we
lot of
are.
like excitement right now. Like I would love to just see like a flush day where everyone just kind of gets like all the leverage boys get a little bit screwed over.
Yeah.
You know, and then we can talk about longing.
Guess who sold Pepe yesterday, by the way? Like 55 ETH worth.
Who?
Degen Harambe.
Really?
Yeah, one of the OGs.
I
He's
thought that
got more.
I
He's
thought he
got
was
way
gonna
more
ride
than
it to I thought he was gonna ride it to 10 billion market cap, man.
that. Ain't no shame in taking profits.
Very true, very true.
Especially because Pepe, yeah, I mean the momentum's on it. The momentum on it is kind of meh. I remember Will talking about this before. You know, you can kind of tell like when a move is kind of going against the current momentum, how long it takes to play out. I feel like you're kind of seeing the equivalent of that right now with, you know, you look at how it got to its all-time highs versus how it's trending up right now. And you know, you can clearly see there's less momentum in this current trend.
For sure. I love this range though. That I've really never drawn a range on Pepe before, but it's kind of nice.
It's clean, dude. It's really clean. So, in the if you just go back and you don't have to do this live, I'll just tell you I've done it before. I mean, you kind of the best way to analyze these meme coins, in my opinion, is just trying to draw historical comparisons to previous meme coin cycles or runs. And you know, Pepe certainly shares a lot of similarities with SHIB. You know, it's not perfect, it's not one for one, but you can use it as a relative guide to sort of these like mania phases that happen in high interest meme coins. And you know, SHIB spent, I think it was almost a year consolidating. So it had like its Binance listing blow off top, which Pepe had. Serious drawdown, we lose the parabola, and then we spend about a year sort of chopping around in a ranging environment. Now, the range is huge. If you were to look at the range on SHIB, it had multiple 70, 80% squeezes while it was in its consolidation phase before it went on to make a new all-time high. So I look at Pepe and I say, this is that line in the sand. You know, this is that fork in the road where a decision has to be made. Do we take a page out of the SHIB playbook and we basically we can continue to just play this mega range where we've got these huge 100% moves from the low, and you can make a lot of money on them, but we never quite get that breakout until conditions are more favorable and we go on to make an all-time high? Or does it say screw it and, you know, we just have an illiquid squeeze up to, you know, new all-time highs? We got to flip that level because, I mean, this is the SHIB range. You know, if you were to pull up SHIB on the Binance chart, you'd see exactly what I'm talking about. They're huge moves in this range. Huge moves. Yeah, it looks like you're pulling it up. Can you pull it up on Binance? Yeah. So go back and look at the Binance listing, right? So like huge, the first pump there, huge. Yeah, but take a measured move from the low to the high. So zoom in on that range before the previous.
This one?
Yeah. So zoom way in on that. So you'll cut off the all-time high, zoom way in. So we had our Binance listing blow off top, and then we entered this huge range. Now take a measured move from the low to the high. It doesn't look like a big range because of the parabola that happened afterwards. But if you look at how big those moves were, I mean, that's what we're seeing in Pepe right now, potentially, is these 70% moves where people are like, oh, we're about to break out all-time high. We could. But also, again, this is right in line with historical meme coins and what's happened where people get chopped up until it actually finally takes off and conditions are more favorable. So you have to ask yourself, are the conditions more favorable right now than they will be in the future? I don't particularly think so. I think we can certainly squeeze a little bit more, but again, it's perfectly in line with what we've seen with other meme coins. So until we flip that level and start to seriously break out, I'm cautiously optimistic up here at range highs because I've seen what's happened with SHIB and Doge alike.
Yeah, and look how long that range took. That was 140 days almost.
Yeah.
And this was from like, this was when Bitcoin was like chopping at like 29K basically in that summer.
The one thing I'll say about SHIB is I think its cycle was incredibly sped up because Vitalik rugged it the first time. You know, it got to a level where volatility could literally just die. And Pepe took a lot longer, I think, to bleed to get to that point. If it has even gotten to the point where volatility is dead enough for that accumulation. That was kind of like my fear with Pepe. When everybody is saying like, oh yeah, this is the next bull market meme coin, you know, maybe the alpha isn't quite as big of the alpha that you think it is. But I still like Pepe. But people I do believe are very early to that trade. That chart actually doesn't not that chart does not look bad, Shib.
No, it doesn't
Doesn't look
actually.
good at all.
Wow. Did you look at that?
Make this look
I
nice.
like the
We swept this though. Look at that.
I just ask myself, why would I buy this token again? You know,
We just swept generational range lows, Tommy.
there's a bug. Oh, got it. Hate when bugs fly in my apartment. My
Good
cat brought in a
Yeah.
grasshopper yesterday. That was fun.
She's,
You know what setup I like right now, Tucker, is YFI.
dude. Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi. I love Wi-Fi, dude. It's just such a meme. It went to $98,000. That's 95K. Unreal. Yeah, I mean, dude, here's a general rule of thumb. If Wi-Fi ever touches 4 or 5,000, just buy it anytime. Anytime. It always pumps off of that level.
Guys, I may have taken a little nibble here on the corn.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
man. Oh, I know why Pepe's pumping. Andrew Kang just tweeted about it.
Oh wow, it's really pumping, huh?
Looking for exit liquidity.
Yep. What do you say?
He's just he quote tweeted Clark's Coinbase thing and said Coinbase feeling more bold, so I'm doing the responsible thing and buying some Pepe. Like, yeah, okay, you just want exit liquidity, bud. People forget and people glorified Andrew Kang because he hit those insanely degenerate longs in January from the lows, but they forget that GMX was literally the turbo fade for 4 or 5 months before that. Like literally you could do nothing but fade GMX and make money, and that GMX money was Andrew Kang. So I'm just gonna say that. But yeah, I mean if Pepe pumps, I'll be very happy for the holders. But I mean I don't trust Andrew Kang at all, man.
Getting a little pump across
He
the
was
board.
T-wopping ape last night.
Weak.
Yes, it is.
DYDX ripping.
Nice.
AVAX still looks good. The Marines are out. I literally texted you this setup. Like, where were we? We were like right here. Just
Me?
fantastic. Yeah, you. I
Oh,
texted
you did.
Link unironically looks good here.
I probably saw that and I was like, I'm not bidding Link.
I low-key want to sell into this Pepe pump. I'm not gonna lie.
It could rip, I guess.
Bitcoin looks like it's trying here, man. Like I don't mind this actually on Bitcoin. Can you go to the 30-minute, Tucker? So what I don't mind about it is that I need you to do two things for me. So draw a volume profile on like the very bottom consolidation, not the whole thing, just like the most recent little part. Like the very a volume profile on like the bottom consolidation right there. So bring it in tighter. So like just starting for like today's little consolidation to the right,
Here?
right there. Yeah. So drop one in right there for me. And then you can see that our value area high, we've got a 30-minute order block right there protecting the point of control. So there's a pretty clear invalidation where, yes, we're potentially coming into some resistance, but you see that order block right there sitting at the point of control before this last little move up.
Yeah.
If we come back to value area high and like a little bit underneath, I would think that order block should be defended. And if we lose it, then it's just going to go down, significantly lower. So it's like, yeah, I mean, even if we even get I mean, who knows? But
Yeah.
I like that it's got layers to its defense. So
I
Yeah,
will
look-
say, I will say one thing about the market right now is when you have altcoins popping off like this, there is typically a lot more incentive to pin Bitcoin at a certain price rather than just dump it. So we might get a few more days of altcoin speculation before this Bitcoin range resolves either direction.
yeah,
Which is awesome because, you know, you get to scalp altcoin volatility. Expanding watch lists on my trading view.
I'd like them
But
to send
Bitcoin-
Bitcoin up to like 31.5 just because I think altcoins will rip really hard then. Which would be fun.
I think Conflux is definitely trying to shake everybody out before a really big move. Either that or I was wrong to be bullish on it. But I don't think I was.
Yeah, it's lagging right now a little, but
It moved first.
it-
Anchor the volume from the origin of the pump from the 11th.
yeah, like by volume or like just
By volume, yeah.
that was a decent spike there. I
Nice.
anchored
That's
this
going up.
one.
That either rips from here or it goes
Woo.
like a percent higher and pulls back to the POC.
Dude. Wow. Beautiful holding of that. Are
Well, I
those
woke
e-
up and saw how deep it traded and was thinking, well, I should probably bid.
Look at those equal puppies. Yeah, they'll get sniped.
And take a look at the funding rates.
I mean, that was your entry. It'd be a little tough to enter now, I feel like, but maybe you can come back.
Ooh, getting a little overheated. We were overheated yesterday. I thought we're definitely getting a little overheated. But
Oh,
I
fine.
mean, it's really just OKX. You know, Bybit. I guess they're overheated on XRP, some alts. Oh my God, Bybit is way long Sol.
What's the funding on it?
0.0457. It's twice as much as
Yeah.
Binance. This is why I think we like maybe we pull back to 30.8, 30.9, and you see alts puke another like few percent, rinse the funding, and then maybe we can go back up for another run at the highs.
Mm-hmm.
Ninja is very bearish. You know,
He's kind of been
pointed
bear
out
posting.
yesterday.
He's been
Oh,
bear
he's been
posting pretty
very
aggressively
convicted up
though
here.
for a while.
He has, but he's very convicted up here. And I thought that was interesting. And Timeless Being is also, you know, talking about the level of froth in the market that we're seeing up here. So I'm dancing close to the door on all my trades, I would say, with altcoins, that is. Spot, you know, set it and forget it. It is what it is. But like leveraged altcoin longs, I'm dancing close to the door at all times.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. I don't think this is like the diamond hand environment, truthfully. Like, except if something crazy like Pepe happens, you know, then of course those that diamond hand will be rewarded. But I think this is kind of like a get in, ride the momentum, get out type of environment because eventually someone's gonna get stuck, you know, stuck holding the liquidity bag. And I just, you know, I'm cautious up here. Oh,
It's
look
gonna
at
be everybody.
Pepe.
Is it moving?
No, it's gonna
Oh.
turn around. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. He's looking for exit liquidity. Andrew Kang just got out, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, man. I would have trusted it more if it weren't Andrew Kang shilling it, honestly.
He did hit an insane Bitcoin long though at the beginning of the year, dude. That was incredible.
It was. And you know, we liquidated his ETH short a few like last week, I think it was, right? That
that
was
him?
last, right?
Really?
Yeah, the ETH shorter that everybody was making fun of on the timeline.
I
Like
think
it's not enough that I should profit. The ETH shorter must lose everything.
I think that was the one that Pentoshi tweeted about, right? He was like, "We're coming for him" or something, and he posted his liquidation. Yeah, funny man. I wouldn't want to be that guy, man. I wouldn't want to be having
You would want to
Pentoshi
be the guy
tweeting
with
about my
multiple billions
liquidation.
of dollars.
No.
Because at least I knew I didn't get liquidated on GMX at 50x leverage. And
Yeah.
I mean, I like that ETH is just sitting at 2K. You know, like it's encouraging it hasn't turned around yet because the last time that ETH popped up to that level was May 5th. If you look at ETH on May 5th there, Tucker. So yeah, I have to zoom out a bit. May 5th. I mean, look what happened last time we went up to 2K is like it was just an immediate, not even BART, man. They couldn't even give us the respect of forming a BART. It was literally like a V drop, then to new low. So the fact that we're consolidating up here, it's at least encouraging to me. You know, like I think if we can build some support up here, I'd be in the camp that the longer we spend up here, the more bullish it is, at least for a potential move to like 2200.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. I just hope they're not doing that again.
they were selling calls, yes, a lot of calls yesterday. Man, they
Yeah.
were. It made me think that they do not want ETH to be volatile yet. Still,
What do you
Well,
guys
they
think about
probably
some
don't want to go up.
what do you guys think about some ETH level 2 plays? Someone asked a question. ARB, OP, Matic. Any thoughts?
I like Optimism the best. When I looked at Matic yesterday, I was really surprised to see it traded almost 90 cents, but I think Optimism can trade towards 1.8 for sure. It absolutely has the best high time frame setup. I haven't looked at Arbitrum. I think the better long plays on Arbitrum will always be the ecosystem tokens.
Look at this short from so long ago, dude.
That distribution range on Optimism literally took 5 months or
Yeah,
4 months.
you said 1.8. Yeah,
I think 1.8 absolutely is in the cards.
yeah.
I'm mad for fumbling this one personally because I was in a long at 1.22 and I just didn't have the patience for it. But I think I even told the Giga Chads, I said, this is one that you could definitely play in spot and you should probably play in spot. And then I didn't. So I know Wabi's making money on it. I know Polly is too, my friend. He was hyping up Optimism this week.
Not
Guys,
the poly
if-
that you're all thinking of, a cooler poly.
Not the Pepe Polly.
Not the Pepe poly.
Guys, if you are here and you are enjoying the stream, please do us that solid and smash that thumbs up for us. Just a real quick like, shouldn't take too long. Navigate over, hit the thumbs up. It really does wonders for the show. It does wonders for the channel. And yeah, guys, thanks for being here. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. If you guys have anything you want us to check out, you know, I see we got some people in the chat. Maybe just drop some tickers in. Happy to look at some stuff. But yeah, basically this is just kind of what we're watching. Yeah, Yada loves he loves Optimism as well, man. He was the one that asked about the layer 2, so Optimism should move, man.
Every
Gotta
time
love.
I've identified a high time frame bottom on Optimism and been like, that's such an obvious bottom, I didn't buy it, and then it ripped like 100% right in my face. So I think that's happened now 3 times. This is like the 3rd time because I did it in the fall when we were there. I remember I literally had that exact bottom drawn out back when our Discord had just like those individual channels. And then I did the exact same thing the summer before from like 60 cents. And I had bought the bottom and I didn't hold on to it. So, you know, Optimism is probably going to do the same thing again. And it's in some capacity, you know, it's coming.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, I like it. I like it. What else? What else does the chat have? What are some other, what they're talking about Matic? Oh,
I was surprised this ripped as hard as it did, man. When I looked at my watch list and saw where it was trading.
Yeah.
this is the pattern we talked about that it had been doing was like higher lows, nuke, higher lows, nuke, higher lows, even back here, higher lows, nuke. And then this one
Higher
was the
lows,
one.
inverse nuke.
Yeah, this is the one I was like, they could do this to us. And then they just, wow. Uh, it's because why did it pump so much? It was the security thing. Is that it? Was it named
Yeah.
a security? Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
named a security on Robinhood. It was like it was in the same camp as Solana, except nobody really bid Matic like they bid Solana, which is good. I don't
Yeah.
like.
Which
We
is
are
yes.
Matic futters here. At, at least I am. I won't label the entire business as it, but I am.
I'm indifferent, man. I don't care. I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be the guy that tries to pitch you the fundamental case for Matic at all. But it can move at times, you know. So I'll trade it. I don't trade it that often, but I keep an eye on it. So I could care less, man. You know, it's just another fucking coin to me. It's no different. Save your value prop for someone that cares. I don't care.
I used to play around with Matic back in the day. I just hate using it.
We got some tickers from the chat. You guys want to go on a little journey here?
Let's do
Have
it.
some fun.
Oh yeah.
All right, we're gonna start with the first one that came in, man. Um, One quick comment from G Maximum Well. He's in Lucid. I notified our Discord. I dumped a majority of my position at 713 yesterday. I still have a little bit of exposure, but not much. I know that Will is still very bullish on it. He's not concerned about this, but he's not on here. He's been kind of spearheading that trade. So, yeah, you'll either have to pop in the Discord or, you know, we'll be back here on Monday and he'll be able to talk about it. Let's pull up Gala, Gala.
Yeah.
Anthony asked, will we get a big pullback before the halving, and will it be the next big opportunity to back up the truck and load up? No guarantees, but it's definitely a bit of my base case that we'll get some buying opportunities to accumulate heavy in bags that we want before the next Bitcoin halving. Historically, you know, the 6 months leading up to the halving hasn't been the most bullish of times. Of course, anything can happen, but really all you can do as a trader and an investor is just look left. So, I mean, I think that we'll get buying opportunities lower than here before the next halving, but that's just me. So yeah, let's take a look at Gala, see what's going on there.
Real quick on Lucid though. High time frame, I think it still looks decent, but obviously lower time frame. We had this little support zone here and we nuked through it. So I'd want to see it hold right here. Like I wouldn't want to see it make a lower low. I'd probably cut it, maybe. I don't know. I've got some calls on it too for way later in the year, but and some spot. But so the spot I'll hold on to probably regardless, but the calls I'd probably have to cut if we lost this level most likely. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing on Lucid. Let's do Gala. Let's do Gala. Let's zoom out.
I had a friend mention this to me yesterday. I'm too tired to take a look. That looks so floored. My goodness. Well, now it just looks like solar.
But just get the pump out of there. Don't even look at the pump. Here it is.
Did we fill the entire daily FBG on that? I'm curious.
Are those equal highs up at 5 cents?
Close. Not quite. Real close.
They've stacked some highs though on top of each other that haven't gotten tagged.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Let's see. I like the daily momentum. It really didn't get that It really did not pump very hard at all. What is it up the other day? 10%. Um, I would be cautious in chasing laggards right now. Uh, I'd also be cautious in chasing leaders. I would look for somewhere in the middle, honestly, or bidding a leader on a nice pullback. But yeah, I mean, I think if you get above these highs, you could probably run maybe like where's my little order friend? Yeah. Yeah, you could probably get up into the 0.03s, but I don't know. I would bid something else if I was taking a trade. If you're talking about like spot though, like I mean, why not kind of thing. I don't really know a whole lot about the Gala fundamentals. I know it's game 5, but um yeah,
That
I mean I
liquidity
can't,
will probably get taken at some point.
yeah.
What does
Yeah.
Gala Bitcoin look like?
Gala Bitcoin,
Yeah.
pretty bad. See, that's the thing too. You don't want to buy something that bleeds in perpetuity against Bitcoin. You want
Flips
something
that swing low it could run though.
you want something that does that. You want an oscillator. But you can't time it though. You can't time it. You can outperform Bitcoin. But what did you say, Tommy?
Um, if it flips that swing low, it could go.
Yeah. Yeah.
What other tickers they got for us, Max?
Let's see. We got Zoom. Let's take a look at Zoom. One of the ARC holdings. I mean,
As Will would say, rolling floors.
I mean, it really does.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's just kind of like where you really expecting it to go to the downside. It's either chapter 11 or it's 120 bucks. So.
Whales are accumulating.
yeah, I don't know. I think you could probably just kind of get rid of the magnet. Probably just kind of do this and then maybe launch, but you could probably hang out in this range for a while. Like, obviously, bearish momentum is slowing, but I don't know why you wouldn't step back. At least put in a lower high and then maybe go. But I don't know any Zoom, but I'm a big fan of this guy. Come on.
Okay. That looks like it's gotten to the 30K equivalent about.
Yeah, it does. I mean, over for sure more than, right? Like this was that consolidation around 30K. This is probably sitting. Is Hut front running Bitcoin right now? Is this 35?
I think Bitcoin, I think it caught up to Bitcoin looking at
Yeah.
that.
Is this 35K? Hang on. Let me just do a little something.
Because if you could use it like from the context of, yes, we are trading the equivalent of, the 35K on Bitcoin USD from the standpoint that like that range that we had in spring of 2022 is now resistance. But the flip side is that the summer high in 2022 for Hut also wasn't like there's just, I don't think there's as much I don't know. I kind of think Hut was playing catch up.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Because like what Bitcoin, let's see here. This was January. I mean, did it hit a 3x? Hit a 3x. I don't know. I don't know if it's a catch up. I don't know if it's leading. I mean, it literally tripled in January. So Be sweet if it was leading.
Yeah. It's going a lot higher if it is.
Yeah. Max, what do you think?
I don't think it's leading Bitcoin. Um, I don't think it's like necessarily predicting the price of Bitcoin either. Um, I mean, its chart, it kind of like rhymes with it, but it looks bizarre. So I think you're going to see these periods of periods of overperformance, and then also underperformance, and it's really going to have more to do with just general like apathy and disinterest at times, where there's going to be more consistent interest in just spot Bitcoin. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think there can definitely be periods of outperformance for Hut, and this might be one of them. But I don't think it's I don't look into it too heavily, and like I also just with the halving approaching soon, like I wouldn't be that eager to FOMO into miner stocks here after a breakout like this, just given that they are going to be facing some headwinds as their block rewards get cut in half in less than a year, and price better be over 40K at that point. I'll just say that. So I just think it's just a squeeze. I think it's just a squeeze.
Yeah, I've been consistently selling into the pump, so I would agree. I'm not gonna go tell people to go buy this thing, but
Go higher.
yeah, I agree with the headwinds for sure.
I would like to thank Andrew Kang for his Pepe pump because I sold into it almost at the Pico top, which was cool. So thank you.
Let's
Thank you,
go.
Andrew. I very much appreciate that, sir. Thank you.
The GMX whale.
Pump my bags, Andrew. I'm cool with it.
I think Hut and other miners just perform well, like not it's just like in WAGMI environments. Like it outperforms so much when Bitcoin just pulled like this move and like people like it went down to 17K. We're back. We are back. And then Hut ripped like 3x or something. Like obviously it has to do with price going up, but I think it's more so like sentiment. And like I think this is probably actually a decent sentiment gauge, if I had to
Yeah.
guess.
No, for sure. I think that's kind of how I view it is like, I mean, if you don't want to own, like if you'd rather own Hut or any mining company, not just Hut, than just spot Bitcoin. I mean, what are you really taking a bet on? You're betting on the infrastructure built around the core asset. I mean, you must be, I mean, that if that's not an endorsement of the sentiment around the core asset, then I don't know what is. Because I mean, I'm always an advocate that just owning spot Bitcoin over the long run is going to be better than owning Bitcoin mining companies. I think, in my opinion, you can't have one without the other, but there's a lot more that can go wrong with a Bitcoin mining company than just spot Bitcoin. So, um, yeah, I mean, I think it's just an endorsement of the times. Like if you're seeing Bitcoin mining companies really doing well, um, I imagine that like the fear and greed index, is probably it's probably towards like the greed side. It's just people. It's just voting. Hey, things feel good right now in the crypto world. So and I think it's as simple as that. I would just personally, I'd rather own spot Bitcoin. I think at times like as we start to like after the next Bitcoin halving and mining becomes profitable as Bitcoin pushes up against 40, 50, 60K, and we're sensing price discovery, I think there's a time to start aping into mining companies because you're going to have periods of outperformance where people, again, they're giving their endorsement on the sentiment of Bitcoin, and they will issue their vote by buying mining company derivatives, and that will lead to potential outperformance. And the same can be said about MicroStrategy. I think that MicroStrategy had a small period of time where it outperformed spot Bitcoin because why would it not? It's a spot Bitcoin ETF that has a cash flow attached to it, which is a software business. So yeah, I just unless we're in times of real excess and froth, I just kind of stick with spot Bitcoin. But yeah, it's it's cool to see him doing well.
Jeez. Optimism is ripping, man. Yeah, I really fumbled that one. Fumbled it a third time, man. Third time. Incredible.
Incredible. Wow.
Incredible.
Yeah, there it goes.
But we've been going for, I think, a little over 75 minutes. I don't know the OBS for sure, but we can start to wrap things up unless there's anything y'all want to get to before.
Call it.
Cool. All right. Well, we would love one last time if you guys could smash that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you so much for being here on your Friday mornings, spending some time looking at the markets with us. We'll be back next week, of course. Do we have market talk later today, Max?
I gotta check in with Wabi. I'm actually not sure, but yeah, we might to check in.
We might run a space today, guys. You never know. Always active and doing things, but yeah, no, I mean, if you guys like the content, like I said, be sure to like and subscribe. If you really like the content and want a little bit more intimate access to some of our trades and our outlook on the market, we do have some premium services linked in the description of this YouTube video, as well as the links in our Twitter bio, including a week free in the Discord. Yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I am excited for this weekend after, a very, very active week in the markets. I would like to think that I'm going to have a little bit of a rest, but deep down, I know I probably won't. So, yeah, be safe this weekend, guys. Enjoy the volatility, and we'll be back on Monday. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.